All right, good morning, everybody. It's November 18th, and we're here at the jewelry call. And I have been messing around with some different topics for jewelry, and then I end up, that's the only time I go down rabbit holes, guys, is when I'm looking at topics or I start researching for myself every day when I'm doing my sold research. I highly recommend everybody, especially in jewelry, pick one thing in jewelry that you want to research the heck out of every day. And go to solds, even if you just type in brooch, necklace, bracelet, and something that I'd been doing that was limiting myself was that I was typing in like, because I like to sell vintage stuff the best. Well, I started, I don't know if you guys are seeing this trend, but boy, some of those, not, I wouldn't say junkier, but to us, lots of times we really just like the really good quality vintage. I was limiting myself to not researching the newer items, the newer brands, the more current stuff. And I've been making some pretty good sales off of stuff that's not vintage, and I wouldn't know what to pick up if I wasn't doing my research. So every single day, if you're taking this seriously, and if you're not, that's fine too, but pick a topic, pick a section, and just research the heck out of it. Pick a maker, pick something, and just research those solds in eBay. Because like I've noticed Coro's kind of going up. Coro's creeping up, and not all of Coro, but there's certain Coro pieces that are in the $50-$60 range now that last year they were in the $30 range. So it's worth knowing. Avon has some crazy outliers. Heather talked about one last week, but there are little outliers on Avon that I would never have listed. I've been listing a lot more Avon lately because it's selling in that $25-$30 range, whereas, even 6 months ago it was 15. So just knowing those things. Same way with Sarah Coventry. There's some Sarah Coventry stuff that's kind of creeping up there too that I wouldn't have listed a year ago. So if we aren't tracking those things and watching those things, we don't know what they are.
And I've learned
And
to when I source on
yeah,
Whatnot, it's you can go to antique and vintage jewelry, or you can just go to jewelry, and sometimes I just go to jewelry because I or contemporary jewelry because I just wanna see what people are buying,
mhm.
and it's good to watch those kind of on the side.
And it's also Meg turned me onto a seller, um, and whatnot that like she was getting, and we're talking about the cheap fashion jewelry, that's like I've been selling that stuff lately, guys. Like stuff that I normally would throw in a junk box, but really blingy, big, new jewelry that like really maybe we can't see where it came from, but could have been Claire's. You know what I mean? But it's really pretty and it's out there and those young kids don't care who the maker is. They just want to wear it, and they are buying. I will say I was watching Netflix last night and I saw an eBay jewelry ad on Netflix. That was pretty great. So I mean, at least they're trying, right? Of course, I don't know. They could have used a different actor spot. It kind of like looked like a really shady business transaction that they were doing for the jewelry. Like, ooh, I got this on this, but whatever. It was at least putting it out there. But these younger people are shopping for how they want to look, an aesthetic, not necessarily because they appreciate um the quality like we always do. So I would miss out on that if I wasn't doing the things. But anyway, Meg showed me this person, and they are getting like hundreds of dollars for stuff that is not quality, but it's what people are looking for right now. It's that style. So it's hard for me to make that shift because I do really appreciate vintage jewelry. But boy, some of this blingy stuff that isn't necessarily really good quality, because they don't care if it's going to be here in 2 years, because they're going to wear it twice and throw it out or forget that it's in their drawer. They don't care. So I'm trying to make that a little bit of I don't want to miss the boat on that. I've been making some money off of it. So you guys have any great sales or sourcing things you want to talk about this week, or any questions? So sometimes pricing is a good thing to talk about. If you have a listing that you're like, I don't know why it's not selling, or I've got this item that's been sitting on the corner of my desk for 6 months because I don't know what it is, or I have this item that I don't want to list because I don't know how to price it. That's good questions to ask us. Mara.
All right, let me get my I have two brooches that I wanted to ask you about because I don't want to list them until you look at them, the two, you
Yeah.
and Lynn, because I feel like there is something, but I don't know what. All right.
Know some things, but you don't know what can be annoying. I get those on occasion myself.
And maybe they're not. All right. So there's this one, and I know this is called something, but I don't know what.
So people call it either, although I think Essex glass is technically supposed to be Essex glass, but I use the word goofus glass, and some people say that cheapens my item, but I call it goofus glass, and I sell them for decent money, so that's what I call them.
I remember you saying GOOFUS.
Yep. What do you call it, Lynn?
Yeah, I would call that goofus glass over Essex, I think.
Essex
But
glass is technically supposed to be Essex glass, but yeah.
There's
yeah,
the back.
it's painted from the back.
What would you price it at around?
I usually get about $40 for those.
Really? Okay.
How about you, Lynn?
Yeah, I don't get them very often, so that sounds about right, 40, 50.
Yeah, I just listed one for $39.99 this week, I think. I don't get them a lot either.
Okay. I knew it was I knew it was like better. Okay, and then there's this one.
Like this.
Yeah, that's from my consignment store lady.
I do like them. That's pretty glass.
This
Ooh, I
glass
like
is
them.
called, what is this
Foiled
glass?
art glass is what I call it.
Foiled art glass? Okay.
What about you, Lynn?
My first thought was, would I call it confetti? I just think foil is probably the better option.
Confetti? I can stick it. Okay, foiled art.
Confetti is the little speckled stuff, and it does have some of that. So either or would probably be fine.
Yeah, you know what? I can do it one in the title. I can actually put both in the title, I suppose. I don't have a problem with. Okay, and then what would you price it at?
Don't you think that AI finds descriptive words in the description as well if you put it in there?
I'm having such a good time with ChatGPT, but sometimes it's wrong, and I felt like it was
really wrong.
Yeah, I felt like it was wrong on these two. So I didn't feel like it was
really wrong.
That's why I held off. Like it's where you got to know your stuff a little bit, like you said, because you got to know when it doesn't feel right. Like it's
ChatGPT is going to keep my jewelry coaching business in business because it's leading people so badly. This morning I had one and I should have kept it up, but I couldn't, like Lynn said, sometimes I can't think of a descriptive word, so I'll like Google in something just to find a word to put in the title. And it was so far off what it really was that I was like, yeah, it's going to keep me in business forever because it's making bad listings, but it is good for ideas.
Yes.
Let's see the back to see, because it looked like it was pretty good quality. Yeah, Lynn.
I think what I was referring to was eBay's algorithm. The AI in the algorithm would pick that up if she put it in the description.
Oh, yep, you're right. Yep, I totally agree with that. What's it signed there, Mara? Can you read that?
You know what? I can see. I'm going to have to pull it up on my photos. It is signed 24 karat gold fill.
Barrera.
Bolero. But BAL-RON. I got to put that picture on.
I thought it said Barrera too.
Like
it looks like it ends in an A.
No, it's definitely I'm sorry, I have it on my phone. Like I think I didn't get that picture up because I do have. There it is.
Oh wow.
Oh,
totally different.
I don't know. You're gonna have to research on that because I don't know.
Ron. Okay. I don't think it came up with much of anything. But I'll try again. But it's definitely good quality. So if for your generic an unbranded good quality foiled art glass kind of unique pin.
Is it pretty big or is it small?
It is 1.5 inches.
So probably like 39,
49.
maybe. Yeah, somewhere in there.
Okay.
I don't think 49 is gonna happen, but that's just me. 39.
Yeah, so I'm used to doing my, $19.99, $16.99, $39.99.
Right?
Very happy. It's fine.
It's very pretty. It's very pretty. Yeah, it's well made too.
A little bit special too.
Carrie and Lynn, what's your comments about her fake hand in there? You got a problem?
She knows I absolutely hate her fake hand. I hate fake hands. I think it looks awful, but that's just my opinion.
She
knows I do.
Oh, hands are so
Tell us
awful.
how we feel.
Well, what's wrong with just laying it on the counter? Quit throwing it on the dead hand. Just
Because
put it on the thing. Just put it in the box.
Diana, I
And
have
with
a
no wrinkles.
reason. The reason being that not everybody is on our same measurement system. The people on the metric system, the hand gives them a sense of scale.
Is it true
Is
the
it?
life, the
Because
hand size?
your dead hand and my hand are not the same size.
It's pretty close.
That's what I wanted to know. Is it the same? How's it? Put it up against your hand. Yeah, that's pretty close.
Yeah.
It
It's
looks,
still
yeah.
just, it's
It's
just,
big.
yeah.
If
Yeah,
if you couldn't see the seam in the rubber,
Right.
that always throws me every time I see it.
The fake hands are just like, chuck them out the door. If she ever throws out her fake hand, I'm gonna feel like I made it nice and I can quit. If I ever get.
I think you're not going to get me on this one, but oh, thank you, Catherine.
I just wanted to know, Mara. I didn't mean to get you no heat. I just
I
wanted
have
to
them
know
all
what they
different
Mark
colors.
knows.
I
This
have
isn't-
all different colors. If I think it's an ethnic item, I'm going to put my black person's hand. If I think it's more Hispanic, I'm going to put my Hispanic person's hand. And everybody hates on me for that, and I don't care.
This was not shocking news to Mara. She knew exactly how I think about her
Okay.
dead hand. So I'm so proud of her in all other aspects. So we're just gonna roll with the
We
positivity.
all have our stuff.
Do you, girl? Do you?
That's right. Crystal.
Let's see. I've got, I can share the right screen. I got a couple of questions.
While that's coming up real quick, Mara, Catherine put a Longo thing in there for you. Did you see it?
Yeah, she thanked her for it.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw that.
That's cool. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that brand either. Very nice.
Do you see this necklace?
I do. Nice.
Would you call that festoon?
Yes.
Or okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
That was my only question about that. And
I like it.
this,
That's interesting.
I'm wondering if somebody reworked it. It's a Trifari.
It was a
and-
waterfall.
Yeah.
It's been I think it's been altered.
Okay. So how would you go about pricing and
Make sure they didn't
describing
make
it?
it like that, but I don't think so. I bet it was a waterfall and one fell out, so then they just changed, put the jump rings together.
Yeah, and then they added this chain because the chain is
Yeah.
not normally there.
So what's your thought on that, Lynn, on the fact that then I don't think we should put Trifari on there then. But
You
it's gonna
could
say
say
Trifari.
converted, Trifari converted or something in the title.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been converted and they sell
Repurposed?
for,
Maybe repurposed or maybe
yeah.
what's a good one for that? Converted,
Upcycled. People use upcycled for clothing.
upcycled. Yep, that's a good word.
Upcycled Trifari.
Upcycled.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if I like how they upcycled it though, to be quite honest. Can we take
I
the
don't
chain out
either.
and the two bottom dingles out and just make
Like,
it the four?
It's like some little floating heads.
I would like the four,
Yeah.
just the four better by themselves.
It,
so let's just
it
take that
does
out.
look like little people the way they did
It does look like
does.
little people. Creepy little clown necklace. There it is. Sell it as a creepy little
Yeah.
clown necklace. It'll sell.
Jack in the Box.
Oh
So
my
just
gosh.
curious, I don't know how you are about converting, but I'm messing with it. But there's a little dots on the chain on the sides. Is
Uh-huh.
there a way to take them two off the bottom and hang them from underneath that little whatever that is? Because that would bring it back to close to the original. It's
I'm
missing
not
one bead.
sure.
That's the problem.
Yeah, it's definitely missing one of these. I don't know. I'd be okay with doing that if I can, but I'd have to look at it again and see what kind
Because
of
I
bindings
don't
there are
like the
there.
little bottom
This
finagle
little-
thing they did.
Uh-huh. Okay, that's a good idea. I might try that. Then I could just list it as what missing one.
Yeah, I agree with that completely.
Okay. All right. Okay. Do you want to see sales now or later?
Sure we do. Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay. Let's see. Here's something that was a loss. It's not a total loss, but It only sold for $10. I had high hopes for this. I thought it was a lovely brooch, and evidently nobody else did, because I started it up fairly high and it kept dropping, and finally got an offer for $10 and off it went.
Don't you hate that?
Yes. This is the same thing. Somebody told me that single earring lots sold well, and I think this finally sold for $30. It had been around forever and kept dropping.
Putting the weight on there might have helped it sell. Maybe
Yeah,
not. I don't know.
that could be.
Because people buy by the pound,
Yeah.
and depending on your price per pound, that might have sold faster.
Yeah, that's a good idea. If I ever do that again, I'll remember to put the pounds in. Okay. Better side, pair of unmarked Lucite earrings sold for $30. This necklace, again, Lucite, sold for $60. This necklace with some bracelet with some damage to the metal, like the metal was worn off. Can't think of the word I'm looking for, but the over metal, gold colored metal had worn down and you could see black underneath it. But I disclosed that and it still sold for $89. No, I take it back. This would sold for $67. I listed it for $89. It sold for $67.
Carrie, you
It's
would
'cause
just
it's an
say where
antique.
on the enamel, wouldn't you? Would you just say where on the enamel, or how would you word that?
Yeah, I would always put gold tone wear is what I usually put.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't enamel. It was just
Yeah.
that gold metal finish.
Okay.
And this was my best sale. I think I listed it for 119 and it sold for 100.
Awesome.
Good sale. Yep.
The mesh bracelet or mesh necklaces sell well. People like
Yes.
that mesh.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got.
Very good, Crystal. All right, let's see who is next. Larry, what you got?
Yeah, so as I've been working through my giant piles of crap jewelry, I ran across this guy. Can you guys see an acrylic bracelet? So
Cool.
I'm filling in boxes of the different classes of stuff as I get it, but it turns out I got a whole bunch of lucite and acrylic bangle bracelets, and this one kind of stood out just because of it's kind of unique. It has tinfoil running through the middle of it. Have you guys ever seen this? I don't know. I've only seen, there's been two comps that I could find. One went for like $80 or $75. Another one went for like $19. So I threw it out here for
Is the
30.
lucite scratchy? Is it scratched up or not?
It doesn't
It's
appear
hard
to
to
be.
tell.
It's not like extremely pristine. If you look at this one, there are some scratches here. I can buff it. I have the tools to make that nice and shiny. It'd only take me 2 minutes. And I was curious if that would be worth my while. And is $30 realistic for something like this? Because I mean, it's like you were saying yesterday, this could have easily ended up in the trash or in a junk lot.
It looks like and it might be the pictures is why I'm asking, because maybe the bracelet's fine. It looks like it's got the dingy color of when they get old.
Yeah.
Like the dingy color, like that should be really, really clear. It should be like bright clear. How they make them, the lucite one. So
Yeah.
if it's not, you're gonna have trouble getting a good price out of it because they get that, I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, but it is yellowing a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
gonna hurt it.
suspect that runs deep. It's not something I could it's not on the surface, right?
You know what causes that, Lynn? I've had that too. You know when the old plastic stuff gets yellowy and icky? I don't know what causes it, but it happens. I would definitely notate it so people don't know it's just pictures or they're gonna return it.
It's age. It's just like old people's teeth.
I think that's probably true.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
if
know
you're
what
gonna sell it, let's do
Yeah.
instead of embedded aluminum foil, let's do metallic Silver
That looks like a metallic bangle inside. It doesn't look like aluminum foil to me.
metallic is a good word.
Mm-hmm.
Not kitchen aluminum foil that you cook.
No,
Oh, it doesn't really look like that. No.
That's not gonna bring all the girls to the yard.
No.
Yeah, boy. Okay, thank you.
Yepper. Nope, that was pretty good. I do love the big Lucite stuff. All right, I'm gonna bore you guys with some stuff. Did I? I think I did. Hang on. Does anybody else want to go first? Because I have something else I want to grab.
Yeah, I have something.
Perfect.
I have some pulled up if I can. Now I'm having issues. Hold on one sec. All right. Share. Mine won't take as long as yours.
I know. I just fill it in because then I hope somebody can learn from either my mistakes or my listings or something. Something.
Okay, so this cross listed one day, sold the next day or the same day. $69.99. It was gold filled. I don't know. It was priced too low. I was kind of guessing at the price. It is a beautiful antique detailed cross. So anyway, this one sold for 80, and I've had it up a while. I had it over $100, but there was no takers. I wasn't getting any offers, so apparently it wasn't worth as much as I thought. So I ended up selling it for $80, but it took like, I don't know, 8 months, 7 months. So it took too long to sell. This one was a little different. It's a little lipstick holder, and the mesh was really wore. The gold tone was wore, but it ended up selling for like $30. So I was pretty happy with that. And that was within like 2 weeks. It's kind of a cute, interesting little different thing. This sold, it was over $100. I think it was like $108 or $109. Love the sash pins like Carrie used to sell, or probably still does all the time. And I was pretty happy with that price. I think that's all I wanted to show you on that. I did have a.
Oh, darn. Can you show the back of that? I just want to see the back of that.
Sure.
Sorry. I was trying to figure out why you were calling it a sash pin.
Sash pin. It used to go through their sashes, like the big, like Victorian sashes. It would have to jab through all that material.
Okay.
How do you know that it's a sash pin?
Yeah, that's what I was.
Because it has a big pin that has to go
through
through all that material.
Okay, got it.
Gotcha.
All right.
And you see it's got the tube hinge and it's got a C clasp. That's why it's definitely an older piece. And it's probably gold. Yeah, it is gold filled. Look how good the gold still looks on it. It's in really good shape for the age. But yeah.
Find it as a sash pin because of the thickness of the pin, not because of the shape of the actual brooch.
They're like big medallion like. It's like the size of my hand, and I normally would put a picture of my hand in there. You know how that is.
Rubber hand.
No rubber hands. I would use my
Laura?
hand. Darn it, I lost a picture. I don't know where it went. There it is.
Not for nothing, but I put my rubber hand and my green measuring mat in the back of the light box and I go boom, boom. When you're talking about efficiencies, I don't have to jigger around with holding it. And all right, I'll be quiet.
Okay, so here's my story from the weekend. Was at a flea market, and this person I always buy from always has this gorgeous table full of bling, as you can see on the top picture here, the left. This is what all their trays are full of, but their prices are always, like for this bracelet here on the left, it's 15 to 25. They're all just out of my price range, just slightly out. Sometimes when his sister's not there, he'll sell me stuff for, I guess I shouldn't be saying this on a recorded, but he'll sell me stuff for less. But anyway, he had I mean, she really knows her jewelry, and he does too. So they showed me this Mikimoto, and here's what the top says: Mikimoto cultured pearls in the original box. And here's what the clasp looked like. And this right here is blurry, but it says silver on it. I was trying to do a Google Lens just to see if anything would pull up Mikimoto, and this is not what um, um I want to say a modern or more recent late, 1950 to 2000 clasp would look like. They're more smooth, glossy, and it has a oyster shell on the back with a M in it, and that's Mikimoto's logo. But this particular one had this clasp on it. Of course, yes, they could have replaced the clasp, but this is still an early clasp. But there was no M whatsoever on it. And she insisted this piece came from their aunt, and she knew she loved this piece, and she was adamant that it was a Mikimoto pearl necklace. And I asked her what she wanted for it, and she said $100. And I wanted to buy it so badly. And how do you say it? There's something inside of me going, no, Lynn, you're forking out $100 for something you are not 100% positive on. And I couldn't do it. And then some guy walked up as we were standing there, and he goes, "Can I see that necklace?" Because he set it down right and almost in front of this guy. And the guy's like, "Can I see that?" And he goes, "Lynn," the guy that was going to sell it to me says, "Lynn, do you want it?" And I said, "Give me a minute." So I went on to Chat GPT, and I went to see if Mikimoto has clasps that are unsigned. And it basically said, yes, there are some early versions where they are unsigned. And then in turn it said, but most of them have an M somewhere on the clasp. So I searched and I pulled out the little tab and I looked everywhere. There's no M on it. And I said, no, I just can't do it. Can't do it. Again, how badly I wanted this piece, but pearls, I don't even know if the pearls really looked as good as my other Mikimoto ones did. So I couldn't, the bottom line is I couldn't put it on eBay officially saying it was Mikimoto. There was no proof that it was, just because it's in this box. I have bought lots of things in the wrong box. Not saying that I, didn't know that, but there's the guy across the table took a look at it. And he goes, "How much you want for it?" And he goes, $100. And he looked at the clasp and he goes, "No, it's not Mikimoto." And this just irritated the guy that was selling it. And he's like, he starts looking it up real quick and he says, "See, I knew it. Mikimoto had early clasps that were not signed." I'm like, I'm not saying that it's not. I'm just saying I can't buy it because I have no proof that it is. And I just wanted to share that because this can get you into trouble, especially if I put this on eBay and I go listed as Mikimoto and somebody returns it and there's a bureau or there's a bureau or there's a a ding against my account. So
There's zero chance I would have bought that. So good. I think you made the right call.
it was
Yeah.
difficult, but I all the way home I kept thinking about it and I'm like, there's no way I couldn't have technically called it Mikimoto.
I don't think the pearls
That's
look right either. I don't think the pearls
yeah,
look right.
they're like they were whitish, like they didn't have the iridescentness, the what's the word? Iridescence to it,
Yeah.
like the other
Yep.
ones.
There's
They were
a
knotted.
there's a member here that doesn't come to the calls, but I've helped her with some stuff, and she has a strand of pearls that I don't know, like I think maybe she got lucky. It came in a lot off of eBay. And I don't know. I don't think it's Mikimoto, but I mean, there's such a nice strand of big. I think maybe they're real. So she's gonna take it to her jeweler just to see. Because I'm like, boy, it's one of those that like I can't say. Like I'm definitely not a pearl expert. I know if something doesn't look right, but to say that yes, for certain they are right, and they're such a big strand that like if they are real, they're worth a lot of money. And so I told her, yeah, go get those checked out, because like what's the worst they can say is no, right? You know, like I had the two pieces of Tiffany that I like, everything looked right to me, but am I a Tiffany expert? Heck no, not even close. Like I think I would feel pretty confident somebody bringing me certain old Trifari pieces, fur clips, things like that, and me saying, yes, I think that's right. No, it's not, but not on Tiffany's and stuff. I don't know. And I went through the whole online like how to authenticate it yourself process, and everything looked good to me. And then I paid for the authentication thing. This lady that's pretty well known, and she does seem to have a good reviews or whatever. And she said, no, they aren't right. And the little bitty thing that made it not right, I would have never caught in a million years. You would have to be an expert to catch that. And so if I would have sold that on eBay, because I went through and authenticated it myself, and it is sterling, and that's something I wanted to bring up in the call, is there are so many fakes in Cartier and you know, all different brands that are silver and gold, guys. Like they didn't make all fakes out of junk. There's fakes that are silver and gold. Absolutely. So and it is sterling. It's just not Tiffany's. And the bag was right. Everything to me looked right. But the thing she pointed out, she's right, and I wouldn't have caught it. So don't be afraid to have things checked out. It doesn't hurt anything. But you know, like I said, if we don't know, like with Lynn's, like I'm the same thing. I wouldn't have been able to put that on eBay. And think her gut instinct was probably correct. I have too bought things that were almost right in the wrong box. I've had it happen a few times. So I think you did everything right, and your thought process was right. So yeah, Mara.
They would have,
just so you know,
they would have sold a single, well, real quick, sorry, Mara. A single strand would have probably sold for $600 to $800. A double strand is worth twice that, like $1,500 to $1,700. So that's why I was like, gosh, I want this to be Mickey Moto so bad. All right, go ahead, Mara.
Gonna say, just I think pearls sell crappy on eBay. I'll show you. I have a couple of pairs that have I have two strands of pearls that they've been like unofficially authenticated, and maybe it's just because
real good pearls sell fast on eBay for good money.
These are real good pearls. These are they got valued at about, they were out of that lot that I bought from the guy whose wife was from Germany, and there was like $4,000 worth of gold in it. And they're not, but I mean, I'll just keep marking them down, and maybe eventually they'll go, but they are stunning. Maybe my photos aren't good enough. I don't know.
It's the rubber hand.
It's
not the rubber hand.
You're freaking people out.
Akoya. So how do you know they're Akoya?
Because so I took them to my consignment store lady, who has a relationship with someone who she isn't 100% certified, but she's in whatever school it is that certifies you to do the gemology and the pearl, whatever. Excuse me. Sorry. And she looked at them, and I have that in the.
Those go through authentication on eBay. How are you going to prove that?
I'm confident in them.
You have to be able to prove that that's where they originated from. You have to have the proof. That those are Akoya.
Okay. Well, how are they going to prove it?
You have to have a certification, so you're going to fail.
Oh, you have to actually, all right, maybe, okay, so
I would call those Akoya, would you, Lynn? Not if I didn't have the proof with it.
I don't think I would.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay, I got to think about that, because I can get them authenticated. I'm pretty darn sure they'll pass. So
it's really hard to say where they came from like that. It's very hard to get that done. For somebody to put that on paper to get that done, if you don't have the original paperwork.
Oh, really?
Is Akoya a maker or a region?
Where it came from.
Oh, see, I thought it was a kind of pearl. So what do I know?
I don't think so, right? It's where it came from, right? The Akoya pearl is where it's originated from.
Google says it's a type of oyster.
Yeah, which shows where it comes from. Yeah, it's a type of, it's not a brand.
Okay.
It's pretty hard to prove. I don't know, maybe I think that might be your, I don't know. Because if those really were
Going deeper, they're predominantly farmed in Japan, so yeah, I guess it does matter where.
Mhm. And if you had authentication on that, those I think would have sold immediately. I mean, if people were, I think it would have sold right away.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna ask
Okay.
for like, I don't know, I'm not a fancy pearl buyer, but I would guess maybe fancy pearl buyers want to see something authentic, like some piece of,
Okay.
like
Maybe
a photo upload of like an authentication paper or
so
something.
maybe, okay, so maybe I'll go get them because they're both strands. If you saw them in your hand, oh my God, they just look so much different than any other pearls I've ever seen. So
Mhm.
let me stop sharing. So, okay. Okay.
That might be it, just because you are dealing in a higher value thing. So if I'm gonna drop $400 and some on it, I'm gonna I want
Yeah,
to
and
find
it's
it. I want
hard
it.
to see how the quality of them in the pictures, so that's probably a deterrent too.
I don't know how I can get any better a picture on them, honestly.
Oh, no, it's not you. It's just pictures in
They're
general,
hard.
other than holding them in your hand.
Oh
I
yeah.
agree. It's not really you so much. It's
Maybe by a
they are.
window, when if you redo it, put it in your actual hand and go stand by a window, natural light.
Or your fake hand and
Or
go
your
stand
fake
by
hand,
the
fine.
light.
I was
Just take
just.
your
I
floating
just say you
fake
can't put
hand
your
to the
whole blank
window.
box over by the window, so I just meant like just go stand there, and then the sunlight will make it look better, maybe.
And then
Just turn it
the
so you
sunlight
can't
will,
see the seam in the rubber, please.
I
or
know.
it'll be
I
translucent
I've like twisted
Or
it
a
and I
video.
back, but okay.
or a
I
video. Yep.
Yeah.
I think they are worth getting authenticated, and maybe I can even bump them because the woman who
Yeah, that's
looked
enough money. I mean, that's enough money, but yeah.
they're actually worth about 3 times that, according to
See,
the.
and that's why I said if collectors were looking at that and really thinking they were, they would be gone because they
Okay.
are really underpriced. Yep.
Okay.
They
I'm
would
gonna
have
take
been
them
sold.
down. I'm gonna take them down, and I'm gonna rework the whole thing. Thank you.
Yep. And if you can get them authenticated, that's the best way to go, I think.
Okay.
Well, I
Lisa
think your
said,
first step,
items. Yeah.
I was gonna say your first step is just bring it to a jeweler and say, do you think these are real pearls? And they'll tell you, oh, this is really good strand, and then it might be worth your time to go have it authenticated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I will absolutely. I'm hoping my local jeweler might be able to do it. He's pretty good, but I don't know. I'll find out. We'll see what happens.
Well, and you'll learn something no matter what, from doing that for sure. Lisa asks, in item specifics, when she doesn't know a metal, putting fake metal like fashion silver, which one under the item specifics is that? I just leave it blank, Lisa, or put
Okay.
unknown.
Because all this metal purity, and metal and base metal and all that.
Yeah, that doesn't come up if you don't fill it in, or if you put unknown, then you can't even fill in that part. Yep.
Okay. All right. Thank
Yep.
you.
I don't know if Sharon or Crystal was next. Sharon.
Well, I don't know how to share my screen. to
Okay,
start
well,
with.
everybody starts off not knowing that either. So go to the green little box at the bottom. There is a little green arrow pointing up that says share.
Oh, okay.
And you hit share, and then sometimes it'll make you your computer will say, do you really want to do this, or give permissions or whatever, and then you have to say yes.
If you have more than one screen, it'll
Yeah.
give you,
Okay.
You have
make
to
you
pick the
select.
screen. Yep.
Desktop application windows.
If you have something really racy up, make sure it's not up and share it with us, Sharon. Gotta make sure you chill
Okay,
yourself
well,
out.
let me clear my screen first then.
I haven't done that in a while, Carrie.
That's true.
Let's see if this is it. Okay.
Yeah, Larry, get off the porn site again.
Yeah, well,
Here.
Not appropriate for our jewelry show.
I don't know what I'm doing. It says open system.
the jewelry porn.
Yep, just hit yes. There's Larry's next podcast.
Screen and system audio recordings. I don't know why that's come
Yep,
up.
just say okay. It'll ask because it needs permissions that it's recording. And if it stresses you out, you can just tell us about it.
Yeah,
or
I
you
don't
can
see a yes on there or no.
Sometimes it's hard to learn the it's not just you.
Okay, well, I won't take up a whole bunch of time then.
You're fine.
What I've got is a necklace. Can you see it?
Yep, put your hand behind it. So hold it in one hand and put your hand behind it,
Yeah.
or turn your blur off, one or the other.
Let's see.
That's better. Yep, nice and chunky.
It has, yeah, and it has, a lot of the, I guess, art glass on it. The
Mhm.
things that surprised me, see the little metal things?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's got a bunch of them. It's a 2-strand. The clasp is, oh no, the whole thing just is weird. I found in Costume Jewelry 101 a Brania. Have you heard of Brania?
I have. They're usually signed on the clasp.
Okay. Um,
You're signed on the clasp.
there's no signatures on this at all, but the Brania the one I'm looking at is a bracelet made of these.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really confused about the whole thing, unless this is something somebody took a bracelet apart and
So
made.
those, especially because they were really popular, that brand that you're talking about, it was kind of popular. I think it was like 60s, 70s maybe. And they were popular, and it could just be that another manufacturer knocked off the beads. You know what I mean? So they want to look like those type. It'd be hard to prove that that one is or isn't if it's not signed. So you're gonna probably have to list that on eBay just and describe it really well. And then if somebody thinks it is, they can buy it, but you can't really say it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm thinking these are all just glass beads. These are kind of
Are they
strange.
cold?
Yeah, they're cold.
Glass,
And
yeah.
I put them on the Presidium, and it's got, I don't know, it's just got some weird little beads all in it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I would just list
Very
it as
unique.
a beaded chunky beaded glass necklace, and price it to where you're comfortable with. And people like chunky glass beaded necklaces, so it'll sell.
All righty.
Did she
Thank
also
you.
put multi-strand?
Yep, she sure could.
Yeah,
Yep.
two strand.
Or shorter, layered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
Yep, sir.
definitely. I think it's
Yeah,
like
it's cool, and
15,
it'll sell
16.
for sure. People are into that look, right? It's definitely boho-ish.
Yeah.
So how are
Okay.
you're just getting started in specializing in jewelry more and more. You're leaning towards the niche of jewelry a little bit more than you had been before.
I didn't understand. You're asking.
You're just starting in jewelry as your main niche now.
Well, not, I guess so. What happened is I started off buying jewelry, and I had a traumatic accident, and I spent a lot of time sitting on the couch because I couldn't walk, couldn't do anything. And so I started buying, because when I had the accident, a bundle of my jewelry was stolen. So I was trying to replace my jewelry, and then I ended up just buying stuff and saying, oh, I can sell this. And then people found out I was trying to sell on eBay, and oh, I'm moving, you can have all this stuff, and I'm moving. And so I ended up with just everything, basically. But I'm trying now to go back to just jewelry. But I have overbought. I have too much of everything. So I'm just trying to work my way out.
That's good. That's all you can do is just start chipping away at it. Get it listed. Well, thank you for sharing with us, and make sure you ask any questions in the Facebook group, and you can tag me or Lynn or anybody will pop in and help you.
And I can ask about jewelry in the Facebook group, huh?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
If I was on personal punishment for 4 months working through my death pile that I denied I had. And now I'm working through my crap jewelry that I didn't know I had. You're in good company.
Well, that's what I was looking for.
We all have been there.
I was
We've all
looking for
been there.
good company. Yeah. And then what happened though, I had like 1,600 listings on eBay, and I lost a few items. And of course, they counted that against me and cut me off to 600. And of course, as things was renewing, I couldn't relist them. So I just went through and completely removed everything from my eBay account and started relisting things to just
It might be a
refresh.
blessing in disguise. When I had to do that, it was a blessing in disguise.
Was it?
Thanks, Mary.
I didn't really know how else to attack the situation. What got me was one of the things they said was counted against me was something from December of last year. And I couldn't understand it because it was a cabinet sewing machine that someone bought to pick up, and they never picked it up. And I talked to eBay about it several times, and finally I was told just cancel the listing. And so I canceled that listing, and that was my first listing to cancel. I had no idea that I put on there, couldn't find it. I don't even think I did that. But anyway, they said I did, and that's the one that's holding me back mostly. And that was December of last year.
Well, it should be falling off soon then. So hopefully that'll
Yeah.
fall off here next month. And on Mondays in the group, we do Monday metrics, and we go over so that at least we'll be able to catch those things, and we help each other if we have any issues with outstanding things. So it keeps us on target. It happens to everybody. I mean, you won't sell on eBay for an extended period of time and not have some kind of hiccup, at least in my opinion. So, Crystal.
Yeah, just got one more thing to share real quick. I can find it. That's not it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can you see it?
Oh,
Your
yeah.
little-
I reworked it. Thank you, Lynn.
Much
You
better.
did that already?
Yeah.
Yay,
Good
much
job.
better.
does look better. Yep.
Yeah. Much better. I
Yeah.
never would have thought of that.
That
Yeah.
was quick. That looks good. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep. That does
That's
look good.
all. Just wanted to let you know.
Good job.
Good job. Way to not throw it in a pile and do it later. All right. Then we end up with piles. This is not a big sale, but you know, anytime we can sell something with a goat on it, we should sell goats. So it wasn't a very high price sale, but it was. So this again, this is like week after week. I know I keep sharing them, not high price sales, but these are just clear glass necklaces that a year ago I don't think I would have been able to sell them. So I don't know if it's a trend or a thing, but I wasn't even really listing the clear glass regular ones so much. I don't know. I'm selling them fairly regularly, the single strand glass necklaces, so just kind of a heads up, I guess. Again, not a big sale, but this thing was a little bitty, little tiny thing in the bottom of a bag. And so he didn't really cost me much of anything, but he's a little armadillo bolo slide. He's not signed or anything, he's not silver, but I mean, who doesn't need an armadillo on their thing, right? So if you find these little slides and they don't have the tie with them, you can still sell them, was my point in sharing that. I love the big Lucite bangles too. I think somebody had these listed. This is another thing where ChatGPT is not always helpful, or I see these listed all the time as Bakelite. I tested it. It absolutely 100% was not Bakelite, but that's why we have to be careful going off of AI trying to help us out sometimes, is knowing that, hey, we have to check this out. Lynn had mentioned, and I totally agree, mesh stuff is in, they're selling. I don't love listing things, you know, this sold on a 30% off sale. I had them listed at 30. It sold in 2 days. You know, they're not signed, they're just gold tone. I don't love listing cheap earrings by themselves, but anytime I get over 20 bucks for a pair of earrings that are easy to list, I'll do it. But I think it was the mesh tassels was what sold that. I don't usually pick up House of Lucinda pins, but I do when I know that they're good. And this one I knew was a good one because it was part of the spring line or whatever. Not a lot of money, but $30 for a house of Lucinda doesn't usually happen to me. So, and I even had ripped that, they put the price tag on the back. So anyway, there are some good ones. There's actually the Christmas ones. There's some of those in the $400 and $500 range. The house of Lucinda, some of the Christmas tree ones. So, and the cat ones. The cat ones are really good too. This was also in the very bottom of a little bag. But I saw the little Oddfellows mark, and Oddfellows stuff sells quick, and it sells usually for good money. Maybe I could have got more money out of this because I listed it November 1st and it sold right away. So my guilty pleasure, I pick up compacts when I shouldn't. Like, I don't know, when I just shouldn't pick up compacts, but this sold for $34.99 and it was in rough shape. I'm thinking it probably sold because of the nautical theme and the color, but it was in rough shape. I almost didn't list it at all because it was so, beat up and stuff, but it sold for $35. So I'm still selling glasses. I'm still picking these up at antique malls I usually get them for $10 when I find them. So, and the thing was all ratty, but I include the box if they come in a box, but, yeah, I don't know. I love
Do you
selling
see
those glasses.
before
They
a
usually,
keyword was like serial killer or it's like a certain serial killer the other day? It was randomly in my head. I was trying to think of which serial
they
killer.
have to look like the Jeffrey Dahmer glasses.
Jeffrey Dahmer glasses. Oh, okay, that's what I was thinking.
They have like the straight bar across. Those are serial killer glasses.
Gotcha, thank you.
Unfortunately, these were not. So this is one of my large flat rate or my medium flat rate boxes sold. I listed these on Sunday. This one sold on Monday.
Do you know
mean,
how
I
many
get that.
pounds it was?
No, I don't weigh them anymore.
You just fill them up.
I just fill them up and they buy them. So I don't care. I mean, like, I don't know. I'm getting old. I bend over and I'm trying to get them on and off the scale. And then if I put them on ahead of me, then I got to lift them up. I'm like, heck with it. I'm just shoving them full and they seem to sell anyway. So it's fine. But I do stuff them full. So people that buy them usually come back because I mean, they are full. I do put a garbage bag in them because otherwise like little things creep out the bottom of the box. So if you sell those, it's a good idea to put a garbage bag at the bottom. This I also found a little bitty box. I think I paid $2 for this at the flea market actually. And I knew what it was, the Grand Army of the Republic little fob. It sold, I listed it November 1st. So it sold pretty quick. It was gold filled too. It was nice little, yeah, but it was tiny. This I thought was going to bring more money, but I listed it September 1st and it didn't bring more money. So, it's one of those, it is what it is things. I think I paid $10 for it. So I did pay up for it, but I don't know. I thought it was blue and cool and it wasn't as cool as I thought it was.
I think it's gorgeous. I was looking at that several times. You had it listed
It's
for more
very
than
pretty.
that though.
Yeah. Well, it sold on the 30% off sale. So
Okay.
anything you like, Suzanne, you could probably make me a 50% off offer and I would take it.
Yeah, I like
Make
that.
sure I know,
Was
just make sure I know it's you.
Okay.
This was like rusty and gross and I almost threw it in the garbage can because it was obviously had some finish issues, but inside the picture part was really good and it's big. It's like 4 or 5 inches. Like it's really big. And it had, I mean, like the inside was really neat. So I decided to just leave the pictures in and set, I mean, obviously it was corroded and gross. But the inside was really nice. So it was a pendant, but it's, like I said, it was really big. I don't know. I thought I took a measurement of it. Yeah, I did. I mean, it was pretty big for a pendant. I want to say I took an offer for 40, which is not bad since it was all rusty and gross. This, and I messaged the lady to make sure she read that it needed a repair. And she did read that it needed a repair, because I think it didn't have a back, was what was wrong with it. The pin had back. Yeah, the pin snapped off. So it needed a whole back on it, but these, if it had a back, would have been a couple $100. So, unlucky for me, it didn't have a back. So, but she saw that and it was missing that.
She's probably just going to put it on a picture frame with all the rest of her Christmas trees.
Yeah, very possible. Or she's going to smack it on a picture frame and make one of them ugly, fuzzy Christmas
That's what I'm referring to.
Yeah. That's exactly probably what she's gonna do. But I don't know, for $82 and it was broken, I'll take it. But she knew what it was. She knew it was broke. This was so cool, and I got this in a junk box, and because I think somebody thought it was junk. Actually, it was a little junk lot. It was a junk drawer lot on eBay. And it came with other pieces. It came with other World War II sweetheart pieces, and I split them up and I made different lots out of them. The same guy bought both of my listings, but it was super cool. I mean, it had wear to it, but it was really neat. So clasp was a little wonky, but otherwise I thought it was really neat and it brought good money. So I know people like their KJL stuff. And this was very blue, so maybe it had, but it sat there from September. So I listed September 25th and it just sold. So it also was not as good as I thought it was. I paid like $5 or $6 for it, so it's fine. This is not one of the good embossed bracelets, but I wanted to list it to show you that even the ones that aren't the good ones, the prices are still pretty strong. It sold on the 30% off sale too. It had lots of wear on it. You can see that it has lots of wear on it. It wasn't the one with the slider. It's just a regular clasp, but I think it's just the style that's in right now. So, and I listed it November 8th. So, I mean, it sold pretty darn quick. Lunch at the Ritz, this sat because I had it overpriced, but I was okay with it being overpriced. I paid $11 for this online, and I mean, it was really neat, but it sat there since August 13th, and then somebody came in and paid full price for it. They didn't make me an offer, so. This isn't a lot of money, but I mean, who doesn't want a scorpion on their bracelet? And it was plastic, but I thought it was just the coolest thing. I really liked it. It was made out of one of those spoon rings or whatever. I don't know. I thought it was neat. Wasn't a ton of money, but. So this one, you guys would have been like cleaning on this thing and making it look nice. Not me, I just threw it up. It was all cruddy and gross. This was in a junk lot because it was broken and it was cruddy and gross. But I saw it through the bag and I told Jed, I'm like, I'm buying this junk bag. Obviously had lots of icky and gross and had lots of that, but I could tell that it had potential and I figured somebody would buy it. I am still not convinced whether this was a belt or a necklace. The clasp on it was pretty weird. It also was missing a jump ring, which I'm guessing is how it landed in the junk lot there. It's missing, which is the easy fix or whatever, but I don't mess with stuff. So in the bag it went and it sold for $139. I listed it November 11th and it sold the next day. And this one, not a lot of money, but Linda and I like these. I do. I just love these little things. So little mesh pocket watch chain. Nothing special about it, but I do like selling them. They sell pretty quick. And this one also not really special, but when I saw this, I did not know it was KJL. I got it in a lot and I had no idea that that was Kenneth J. Lane. It looked very, I don't know, modernistic, I guess. But it was very sparkly. Somebody will like it. That sold for $99. So nothing super exciting this week, but yeah, I'm not messing with that. I wouldn't.
Lots of cool, unique shaped pieces, just different pieces.
It just kills me though, the money that she gets. Oh my God, it's just crazy. Carrie gets that
No
money.
different than if you listed it, you would get the same amount of money.
I would not. I would not. I would not. It just doesn't seem that way. Mara, come on, get in there with me. Tell her.
Oh, I agree. I have a few of those embossed gold bracelet bangle things listed. Nobody's gonna pay that for them. Not from me. Not yet. Maybe once I don't have a store.
Not for me either.
Yeah, they'll take me more seriously, but.
See, and they more
You're
jewelry
out.
than me, Carrie.
You're outnumbered, Carrie.
Right.
I feel like we'd all have the same chance at selling those for the same money, but
Well, you're established now. You're really established as the jewelry girl.
Lynn is established
So.
more than I am. She's got more feedback and stuff than I do. She's been around. She's an OG.
Yeah.
I was a jewelry baby when when Lynn was guiding me by my little hand when I didn't know what the heck I was doing. So
I have 2 listed on sale for they're in the 30s and I had them at $39.99 and they're on sale now because they're not selling for $39.99.
Oh,
Maybe I'll.
I wanted to tell you guys, do you
Yeah.
remember my Juliana, I forget what it was called, the waterfall thing?
Yeah, yeah, I do. That's
Yeah, because,
beautiful.
and Lynn looked it up and did comps and stuff, and it sold within 24 hours for $200. So
Wow.
that's
That's
Beautiful.
awesome.
without bothering to promote it either, because I'm like, you know what, people look for this stuff.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
so that a testament to pricing it right.
Mhm.
I did buy a lot of brooches on eBay, and I listed one. I knew I could see from the pictures one was Juliana, but they didn't know us. And one of my store stalkers messaged me and said, "Hey, that's a Keystone Juliana. It has the keystones in it, and you didn't say anything about it in the title." And that's because I didn't know. So I was like, "Hey, thanks for the information," and I fixed it right away. Because like, I mean, I can't know everything. I definitely am not great at stone shapes and stones. And then a different one this morning. I'm telling you guys, it's a thing. Like, I get multiple messages of helpful store people every day. Which actually most of the time they are helpful because there's lots I don't know. And it was, some stone that was in a ring I had because, like yesterday, somebody says, "Hey, what stone is that?" And I'm like, "A red one." I don't know. Like, I don't know. It's a red one. I don't like, I'm not gonna say because I hate people putting in listings like, "Oh, ruby," and you look and you know it's not a ruby. Like you know it's not a garnet. Like I know what things aren't a lot of the time.
You don't
Can I
like
tell you?
faux?
Huh?
You don't like to put faux ruby
I
or
use faux
faux?
pearl, but I will not use it for anything else.
Okay. All right. Mm.
Because how do I know it's not a, I don't know, because it might be. I do keep aside rubies. You know, like sometimes you get a really nice old piece, and I will keep those aside to have checked because like they really might be, and then they'd be worth a lot of money. But otherwise, this one was more modern. It was a red stone. That is what that was. It was a red stone. I had one this morning that, boy, do I think it's a turquoise stone? Yeah, but I got burnt once thinking I was right and I was wrong, and so now I won't list turquoise anymore. So I'm just not good at it. So I know lots of times when people show me things, I can tell you what it's not, but I can't always tell you what it is, you know, but I just admit it and say, I don't know.
But you do have
So
a Presidium sitting on your shelf.
it's in the box. Yeah. So when I get to the shed, I am going to set it up.
Yes.
But I'm really only relying on it. I think it will be very handy to tell me if something's glass or not. Because
Glass or
there's lots,
stone.
right. Yep. Because lots of times I don't know. And I had somebody return a brooch a couple weeks ago, which was totally fine. She said this wasn't amethyst. And I said, well, I said it was purple. I didn't say stone. I didn't say glass. It said purple. And she returned it as an INAB because she says this isn't amethyst. I'm like, okay. Like, I don't know. I never said it was amethyst. I have no idea what it is. But at least if I'd used the Presidium, I would have been able to say that it was glass. Because I didn't know. Some of those old stones, especially in old sash pins, you don't know. Or I don't know. Maybe
Would
other
you ever
people know.
fight
I mean, I
that?
have a good idea.
Would you fight
Well, I
that?
have
Or
two.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Lisa.
I'm sorry. I just want to know, did you fight that or would you fight that
I
to?
reported it. I
Okay.
reported it, but like it wasn't a big deal. I don't let it get to me. But yeah, I mean, I reported that one because nowhere in my listing, and I thought maybe I screwed up and maybe I had hit the wrong box or something, but
Mhm.
it didn't say anything. It was very non-committal.
Okay. Thank you. Go ahead.
Do that just so they don't have to be responsible for the shipping. I had somebody do that to me too. And I mean,
I think she bought it thinking in her head this is amethyst because it was very
Mhm.
old. It was a very
Yeah.
old Victorian, and it definitely was Victorian. And I think she bought it in her head thinking this is an amethyst piece, and then she got it and was disappointed that it wasn't. But I never said it was amethyst.
Right.
You know, so I think that's probably why. I don't think she was trying to scam me. I think she just thought it was.
I have two amber pieces coming back to me because she said they're not amber. And it was to the same person. She bought like 8 items and 2 of them were
I'll have
amber.
to message you and see if it's the same one that did that to me. But then I start questioning myself, like maybe I'm wrong.
I know now I'm like doing a deep dive into amber and trying to
I
learn
took
as much
mine
about
down.
it as I can.
I'm like, crap, maybe I'm wrong. Yep, I have the same thing. So now I'm like, I feel like amber, like I did with turquoise now. I'm like, well, maybe I I don't know. Everything checked out to me, but I didn't float it. Maybe I should have floated it. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, what I did wrong was I put it was only a pendant, and it was a big chunky pendant, like big and chunky, and I put a chain on it because it didn't have a chain, and I put a cheaper chain on it because I was selling it as the amber pendant, and she said it's cheap quality and not actual amber. So maybe that chain made her feel that verified that it wasn't amber because it was cheap quality.
I'm not sure about you guys, but I sell pendants just as good without the chain as with the chain. So I've quit adding chains because, or I'll have like, I noticed I would have like a Trifari chain or an Avon chain or something. I put it on a pendant and then it like threw them when they get it. Like, this is mismatched. You're trying to mix and match. I just throw the pendant up. It sells just as good. So I sell a lot of pendants without chains that aren't as expensive as your nice amber one probably was. But amber throws me a little bit. And then I had that return and now I don't feel confident about amber anymore. So let me know what you find out because I could use some schooling probably in it. Catherine, what did you get this week?
Well, I just have a question. I have this, I'm assuming this is a, see if I can show it. There's the two ends. Is that a watch fob? Because it has like this hook.
Yeah,
You guys
looks
can-
Yeah,
like
it's
it.
one of
Yeah.
those, it's one of those belt ones, isn't it? Or the, no,
And then it's got
It's
this
like
part
on-
way down.
yeah, it's the slider on it.
Yep. So what do I call that?
watch chain, a slider.
Watch chain,
Watch.
with the slider
Slider watch. Okay. That
with
was
my
it.
fancy. I had a somebody comment that they couldn't watch me anymore because I mispronounced. I said Schiaparelli instead of Schiaparelli. And so my comment back was, oh, well, that's probably for the best because my pronunciations get way worse than that.
Until you hear
That
me
was-
say Swarovski.
That's
That
what I
was-
said.
I
I
cracked
said,
up.
wait till you have to, that was my comment. I said, wait till you see me say Swarovski 10 different ways in the same call.
I'm
So-
the way about English the way you are about numbers. Like I know it. I know spellings. I know pronunciations. That's just kind
It
of
never offends me ever when Catherine will put the phonetic thing of something I'm saying wrong in the chat.
I'm
It
just trying to
doesn't
help.
offend. It does not offend me
You're a
one
teacher,
bit.
aren't you?
If you want to know how to pronounce something, I'll tell you. If you want to know how to spell something, I'll tell you. I can tell you, I used to edit for legal documents, court documents, and I had to go through and edit like transcripts and stuff. So I know it. I wish I knew numbers like that. I can't. I wish I was that comfortable with numbers, but I'm not.
Nope.
So
I
how do
did
you
not get
say
offended.
jewelry?
I don't say it like you do.
No.
Because there's no.
I was told I say it wrong.
Yeah, because you add an extra E in there. So it's jewel with an RY on the end, jewelry. But you do jewelry.
You add an extra E.
Jewelry.
Yeah.
There you go. But like you're like me, Lynn. Like there's things I just
It's spelled different in different countries, and it has an ERY on
We're
it.
in America. This
but
is
we're in America. Yeah, that's
American
what I was gonna
English.
say. That, so Lynn, that's comparative to I comped it on Etsy and it sold for that, but I'm selling it on eBay. Same type of thing.
When you
But I
move to,
mispronounce stuff all the time, and
when
I
you
know
move
I
to
do.
Britain, you can say it like that and add an extra L.
Yeah, I know I do it wrong. I know I say things wrong. I do the best I can. I don't say I'm an expert that way, but yeah, I'm like, oh, it gets so much worse. Wait till you hear me talk about that.
And
I think
I'm not trying to be snobby, but I'm just trying to help people because
doesn't bother me any.
you're
Just
going
like how
on
people
YouTube with these videos, so you don't want to sound like you don't know what you're talking about.
I totally agree with you.
Oh
And
gosh.
sometimes it's like I'll know in my head and then I don't know. I'm a country
Yeah,
hick at heart and it happens.
I'm exactly like that too. Sometimes what I'm thinking and what actually comes out is like, that's not what I was thinking. Why did I
And I
even say
overthink
that?
it. And I overthink it too. Like Swarovski or whatever. I'll say it wrong because I overthink it in my head and I'm trying to like not screw it up. And then I screw it up worse because I'm like over trying. Whereas if I would just say it, I'd be fine. And I know that Schiaparelli is that way. But when I'm reading it, sometimes when I read things and then I don't know what happens, but I'm doing the best I can is all I have to say. and I mean well, but I don't claim to be an expert in that. So I'm doing the best I can.
I just comment to help people in case other people struggle with it. But
It does not bother me.
on the other hand, I keep a little book. I have a twin sister and she malapropes, which is like mispronouncing words all the time. And so I have a book where I list all this stuff that she said. Like until last year, she was saying Philadelphia, like with a TH. And I'm like, there's no city named Philadelphia.
Sometimes I pronounce words as they're spelled. Like it took me a long time to figure out how, and I'm still probably doing it wrong. It's Swarovski. I had to pronounce every letter of it to actually see if I'm saying it correctly. You know, that doesn't
I
make
just
sense.
make it
I
up
know.
as I go, I
But
guess, sometimes.
it helps
Sometimes
me
it
when I'm spelling it. Like when I'm writing it or typing it, I'm going Swarovski.
Except
In
for
my
jewelry,
mind, I'm
right?
saying that.
Except for jewelry, that doesn't work for that word.
No, it's a lot of times I spell jewelry wrong. See, I did it
Oh.
again. Jewelry wrong.
You know what though? I always
Jewelry.
figure if people have that big of a problem with it, like it's never like gotten under my skin that Lynn says jewelry a little weird. It does not bother me, not even a little. I don't care. You just say it however you feel comfortable saying it. I don't get offended by it. And if other people say things wrong, it doesn't really. So I realize this is a little backwards me because I know that I like got on Larry repeatedly for calling Juliana. He called it something else. But that was like completely a brand name that was incorrect. So I want him to be able to sell his item and have it as a correct item. But if he just happened to pronounce it wrong, I don't really care. Like go for it. But
No, and I don't mean to offend anybody, so don't take offense.
I don't think it offends anybody. Sometimes I find it pretty interesting because I'm like, oh, I need to like take that with me. And I texted Catherine the other day and I'm like, I was channeling you thinking of how you would have spelled that in the chat because I could have used you. I was like, I could have used a little Catherine phonetic help there because I was at a loss. So
I'm a book snob, so I will admit that I'm really snobby when it comes to books, but I'm not a language snob. I just want to help. I was a teacher of language, so our language. So I just want to help people. Like
What irritates me about it is if they get offensive about it. Like, for God's sake, can't you pronounce it right? That's
you're
what
just trying to help
irritates
me out.
me.
I appreciate it.
If you want to correct me, then correct me in a nice way. You don't have
Right.
to like yell.
Right.
Yeah, like you don't need to be mad at me about it, so
No.
but I am doing the best I can. And I do think sales are like I feel like people are shopping, guys. So now is not the time to be stingy with our prices. If you feel like you're a little overpriced, now's a good time to double check yourself because I think people are shopping. I mean, I think this weekend it was over a $3,000 weekend. So I mean, people are out there buying jewelry, and it wasn't fancy jewelry. It wasn't, anything out of the ordinary. It was just regular jewelry. So if
I
you,
had a really good weekend too. This is one of probably my record weekend too.
and that's a
What
good sign for everybody. That means people are buying. So
what are people doing for Black Friday? Are you running any special sales? Any different sales?
I'm doing just
Anything?
my regular sales because if people want to buy, they're not going to go on Amazon and buy vintage jewelry. So it's if they're looking for Black Friday sales, I feel like they're going to go on a different thing than eBay.
Yeah.
I think so too. I'm not really hung up on
You could call your regular sale Black Friday sale, like if you do a coupon
Yeah,
or if
definitely.
I'll change my newsletter to say that because I have a newsletter go out every day, and I'll change that weekend. I'll put Black Friday sale or whatever in my newsletter, but otherwise I won't. Anybody else have any?
I want
I have like a 33 point some percent open rate on it, and it always shows the newest listings. And I feel like some people actually open them all the time because they get used to getting it and they just look to see what my newest listings are. And I don't think it could hurt. I have it scheduled, so I don't actually have to do anything. I just change the titles once a week.
I just personally because of being in education, I just despise newsletters. We had to read them all the time. We had to send them all the time to parents. I hated it every
Well, these
single.
are very visual.
It's
Like
just
the eBay
filled with
newsletters.
fluff. It's just filled with stuff that you really don't need to know.
eBay newsletters are mostly pictures. Like
Yeah.
it's mostly active listings. It shoves your new listings at them. And so
I
I like
have PTSD. So,
I feel that. I get it. Anybody else have any other questions, comments, colorful remarks? Unless it has to do with anything where me or Lynn are pronouncing wrong. Then save it.
Yeah, just get it all out now. To get this over with. What else do I say?
Wow. No, I'm just kidding.
I can tell you what my stupid dog did yesterday. She went running off into somebody's yard. I take her out in the country to go running because she runs like 5 to 8 miles, depending
And then
on.
I get on Catherine because I'm like, if that dog ran into my yard like that, it'd end up being a dead dog. So because it get
Well,
my sheep.
ran into somebody's country yard, and I heard her do her high bark, which means she has spotted a deer, a cat, a rabbit, a gopher, or something. And I'm like, oh Lord. So 2 guys stopped to see if I needed help because I was pulled over to the side of the road thinking she better get her butt toward me. And here she comes down the hill with this huge rabbit dangling from her mouth that she had just chased and killed a minute before, and the feet are dragging on the ground. And she's so proud. Her tail's up, her ears are up, and she's trotting toward me like, look what I did, Mom, and drops it at my feet. And I was absolutely disgusted. And these 2 guys are like, wow, she's a good hunting dog. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't hunt. So,
As long as that wasn't somebody's show rabbit.
Right.
well,
that
then
would
they
be
probably wouldn't have it running loose. But I was like, okay,
They
I
put
should
them in
probably.
pins outside all the time, like little
I should
pins.
probably-
Like we use play pins outside for our babies, and so she would absolutely be able to get into those. So if you ran her down my road, she would have an issue in my livestock.
She
So
would. You'd
I
kill
would
her.
not. And people put traps in the ditches, and that's a Minnesota thing too. They put those big bear claw traps in the ditches, and she could get into one of those super easy.
I know. I asked my husband if they do that around here, and he didn't think they do, but you never know. But
They absolutely do.
I decided I wasn't going to move it out of the middle of the road, even though I should have, because there's no way I was going to touch that thing ish. And she looked up at me and she had this big beard of rabbit fur around her mouth. She was trying to get it off her face. And I was like, yeah, I'm not touching that either. I'm not, you're
Well,
just
great,
getting
great, Catherine. Now that we have death to end the jewelry
I
call,
was
I'm sure
gonna say
YouTube.
you need to stop the recording if you're.
I am sure my YouTuber fan base is going to just love my
Oh my
mutilation of bunny rabbits. This will be
You're
some.
welcome. Anytime. I'm here all
I
week.
appreciate that. Thank you very much.
You're so
All right.
welcome.
Well, thank you so much. And if we haven't freaked you out too bad, you could go to Resell Revenue Patreon, and we do go off the rails a little. However, I did really like the comment all they left the other day was, what a cast of characters. So I would agree. I love our cast of characters, and I appreciate all of you. So thank you so much.